Welcome back, friends. Welcome back to the homestead. It's June 17th, 2023 today. 31 degrees centigrade in the shade. Typical of, I guess, a temperature in June, July. The problem is we've had that kind of temperature in the day since the 1st of May. And since that date, 1st of May, we've had 13 millimetres of rain. Typically in this time of year, in that date range, we would have 7 times that, about 90 millimetres. We're in a drought situation, things are dying. We've got some water storage, about 3,000 litres on site. It's pretty much all gone. We've got a well over there, which supplies our drinking water for the house and washing and everything, domestic usage. It can't cope with us pumping hundreds of litres of water each day to keep 2 greenhouses going and the field over the back there. So what we're going to do about it? Well, over there is a lake. If you're new to the channel, you won't know that, but you can just perhaps see it through the trees, with millions of gallons of water, or millions of litres anyway. So we've been to the DIY store. We're going to do a very quick and dirty solution to pump water up from the lake. It's about 100 metres away. So we've got 150 metres of high quality hose pipe. We've got reasonably powerful pump that will pump up 40 meters up in high, yeah, so that's no problem because the drop here is probably about 15-20 meters. We've got some cable. It's not ideal, but it will do just to run down there, and all the accessories that we need to be able to do the job. So today's video is about pumping water from the lake, how we're going to do it, and the result. But before I do that, 2 things I need to do is build a housing for the pump and trim or cut a channel. We won't put the cable underground because it's a temporary thing really, or temporary each year. Through those trees there is a small extension to the lake where we can get the pumping closest to the house. So we need to trim a channel through the shrubs and everything, grass, down to there so we can lay the cable and the hose pipe. So let's get on with that. Okay, so I've come over to the workshop. I'm going to make the housing for the pump. Got all the bits here. I've got this. I'll try to do everything from scrap. So I built a set of shelves in the corridor, and I got this piece of scrap ply. So what I'll probably do is put a couple of strips of feet under there. Put some uprights here. And then I'll use that piece of concrete roofing which is left over from the passive solar greenhouse, and we'll put a roof on. Yeah, so I'll do that in time lapse and you can see me making it, and then we can go and cut the grass. Okay, so quick check on the electrics and then a measure up, and what I'm going to do is measure up these uprights. So I've marked the outline, and then I'm measuring up for the roof line there with the angle. And then what we're going to do next is drill the pilot holes and then just cut the pieces to size. And once we've got these cut to size, we'll get them fitted onto the piece of plywood, corner by corner. Can't see the first one, but you'll see the others. Use a bit of glue just for extra security there. Obviously that was upside down, but there we are with the other 2 legs, or struts, whichever way you look at it. And then we just need a little bit of a plank just across the top of each of those 2 struts to rest the roof on. Pump fits well, roof looks like it's going to work okay. Perfect piece of offcut. That was from the last piece of the roofing on the passive solar greenhouse. So some fixing bolts for the pump so it's fixed down onto the ply. And then it's a case of doing the plumbing, getting these brass fittings in. I know not everyone likes this PTFE tape, but it worked perfectly well on this project. This top collar fitting was a bit of a pain. I didn't have the right tool, so I used a bit of wood. I can hear plumbers throwing things at the screen all around the world. But anyway, it worked, and then I need to put the filter on to the pipe that sucks up the water inlet. That fitted well. And then the last thing to do really is just to do the fixings for the roof. I won't actually fix it down right now. I need to do that afterwards so that I can access the pump when I'm fitting it. Right, there's the house up there. We come down to a clearing that Gita's just trimmed. And the lake, that's the closest, about the closest the lake comes. It's kind of an area, a boggy area where maybe beavers come up or something. But so I'm going to plonk it down there. I've got 5 meters of tube to suck it up. It's a self-priming pump, so that's not a problem. And then we'll start working away. I'll do all the business down here, and then we'll trail the wire and the hose back, and then give it a test. Right, it's time for lift off, hopefully. I'll get Nora to plug it in. Come down, she's at the other end. Okay, plug it in! Oh, there's movement. I don't know if you can see the water in there or not. The lake water's pretty clear, so. Look, that feels pretty pressurised. So my guess is it's working. Right, we're at the top, out of breath. Hopefully there's some water coming out. Oh, happy days. Happy days. Good flow, good pressure. Right, so that's 100 metres to here. I've got another 50 metres roll, which should take us out to the garden, which is over there. But while we're here, we'll water the strawberries. And everything else that needs watering. And you can see me watering the garden. Still got to go back and put the roof on the pump, and I need to check on whether it's got a built-in non-return valve, as is typical here in Latvia. It was just given to me off the shelf with no instructions, just a barcode, so someone can charge me at the checkout. But I might need to fit a non-return valve, I'm not sure. Right, let's do some watering.